One of my more popular videos from a few years ago was on making dowels. I have kind of a unique way of doing that. I make a jig from just a simple piece of ordinary mild steel like this here. And it's as simple as drilling 3 holes, and you can make any size dowel you want. I thought I would go over it again in this video. And what I've already done is I've laid out 3 positions here for drill holes. I'm going to center punch those marks to begin with. These don't have to be super accurate, but you want to get as close as you possibly can. And then I'm going to drill a 1/8 inch pilot hole in all 3 locations. And I want this cutter to make 3/8 inch dowels. And if you're interested in making this yourself, the measurements are on my website in the article that's linked in the description. With that done, I'm going to step it up to a 1/4 inch bit and once again drill all 3 locations. And now finally, with the plate clamped down tight to the table, I'm going to drill out that center hole with the 3/8 inch bit. Before I clamp the plate down though, I want to make sure that the bit is centered on the hole. And to do that, I'm just going to start it up and let the plate move around a little bit until the drill bit finds the center. These are for clearance, and without them, the cutter's not going to work properly. Next thing I need to do is cut out some stock that's just a little bit bigger than 3/8. And here I'm using a piece of hard maple. And now, because it's kind of difficult to tilt my saw to 45 degrees, I'm just going to hand plane the corners off. You want to remove as much material as you possibly can from the blank before you run it through the cutter. First of all, it makes the cutting go faster, and also you get much better results. And then of course the next thing you have to do is make the end of the stock a little bit pointy so it fits in the hole. And I've got the cutter plate mounted in my vise vertically, and the stock is chucked in the drill, and all I need to do is run it through. You can go fairly fast as long as it's cutting efficiently, and the main thing is that you try to hold it as straight as you possibly can and keep it from wobbling around. Now, I'm not sure how many dowels you can actually cut from one of these cutters, but I do know that you can sharpen it after it starts to get dull. I mean, if you find that it's tearing up the wood more than it's cutting, just take a round chainsaw file and tune up the cutting edge on both sides. You know how everything has to be presented as a success on YouTube? I'm going to try it again, but what I think I did wrong was I pushed too hard. And this is the results when you push too hard. You got to let the cutter cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this end off over here. I'm gonna resharpen the point again, and I'm gonna try it once more. I made a golf tee. I didn't look at the original video before I started doing this, or at least I should have went to the website article and checked things there. I think probably what's going on now is that the stock is too big. 7/16 is just a little bit too much meat to take off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it down a little bit closer to 3/8 of an inch and run it through again. Okay, maybe third time's a charm. We'll see. Okay, I did go in and look at the article, and I figured out what I did wrong. The cutter itself appears to be good, but what I failed to do was knock the corners off on the stock. You really want to have this cutter cutting as little as possible. Really, it's just a fine-tuning device to get the dowel to the correct diameter. Okay, fingers crossed this time. It's gonna work. This time it's gonna work. I'm running out of stock here. Come out of there. Okay, a little bit messed up here in the middle, but I don't know. Maybe it's possible that this wood is just too wavy, that it should have been something a little bit straighter. Actually, you really want to use wood that's as straight grained as you possibly can. I should have been a little bit more selective. In fact, what I'm going to do, instead of ending this off looking like a total fool, that my method doesn't work, is I'm going to get another piece of wood and I'm going to try it again and see how it works. Maybe it's the wood. Wood is a variable thing. They're not all the same. That's the fun part of working with it. Okay, a little bit shaky at the start, but then it smoothed right out. Not that this dowel is as smooth as the ones I've done before. I don't know what it is. The cutter is the right geometry. There could be something else at play here. This is the same wood, except I looked at it and made sure that it was straighter grain. Like, it's the same maple. I don't know if it's from the same board, obviously, but it's the same maple as the other one, except this one cut a lot smoother. Still not perfectly smooth, but still in all, I got good results. And it's straight. Like, it's a nice straight dowel. So I'm going to call it a success, even though it kind of feels like a failure.
Oh, Godfather, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You can act like a man! What's the matter with you? Is this how you turn out a Hollywood Pinocchio that cries like a woman? What can I do? What can I do? What is that nonsense? Ridiculous.